I said before, I thought the Jets did about as well as you could do. The Ravens did about as well as you can do. Peter King was in the Ravens draft room, and I've done that once in my life. It's so much fun. The energy is just so great. And NBCSports.com, Monday morning quarterback Peter King. So you're sitting in the middle of one of the really smart franchises. I thought their first round, it was almost, well, their first three picks, I thought, they literally got three great players, and it felt like they all fell to them. So you were in the heart of that. Take me through how much fun it was and what you learned.
Well, I was only in their draft room on day 3, so I didn't see the first 4 picks that they made. But by all accounts, all of their first 4 picks were extremely highly regarded. And I think the most interesting thing that they did, and this shows who the Ravens are, they had the 23rd pick in the first round, and they traded down to number 25. That 23rd pick came from Arizona for Hollywood Brown. They go down to 25 and pick up an extra 4th round pick with Buffalo. And they let Buffalo take Kaiir Elam, and then they take the center for the next, they hope for the next 8 or 10 years in Tyler Linderbaum.
Yep.
So how about this? In 2019, Hollywood Brown was the 25th pick in the draft. They got 3 years and 180 catches out of him. They trade him, and they get the 25th pick 3 years later. It's almost like you drive a BMW off the lot, use it for 3 years, and you've paid $54,000 for the car. You bring it back, and the guy at the used car dealer says, I'll give you $54,000 for that car. That's what the Ravens just did.
Yeah, no, there are teams that do this better than other teams. I'll say this, Peter, I've given up trying to figure out the Patriots. They drafted a quarterback.
Yeah.
Every one of their draft picks, to me, felt like a reach. I wasn't the only one. What did you make? And then they draft the kid, the guard, in the first round. The Rams get caught. I don't know. I thought the Rams were laughing at themselves, not the Patriots, but a lot of people thought they were laughing at New England. What do you make of Belichick's drafting weekend? What do you make of it?
I mean, look, this is a bizarre word to use for Bill Belichick, and I wrote this in my column. I thought that pick was naive. I mean, I mean, in the wake of Thursday night's draft, I've talked to 25 people around the league, just, or texted with them, a conversation. Hey, what'd you think? What'd you think of this? What'd you think of that? There's not a soul who thought that was a smart pick, or B, a guy who wouldn't have been available midway or late in the second round. And look, Colin, you've got all of these teams who moved around late in the first round. You look at all of the trades that were made from teams moving up in the second round, from the second round to get picks in the late first round.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that nobody called the Patriots? And I don't understand why you would give first round value to a guy who most people thought was a third round pick. And again, look, if that's the dumbest thing that Bill Belichick does in his career, he needs to sit at the right hand of the Father tonight. Okay, so I'm not, everybody is entitled to a mulligan now and then. They have not drafted great recently.
No.
They just haven't. We can go back to N'Keal Harry, 3 years ago. And so, look, but they've had some great picks. J.C. Jackson, great pick down the line corner. So I still think that Belichick's got it. I just think in this particular case, he blew it.
Listen, there was about 6 elite receivers. I thought Green Bay with 2 picks in the first should have moved up. They didn't. What did you make of the Packers?
I just didn't think it was smart. There are times when, let's look at Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman wanted an elite receiver to pair with Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Okay, we all know that. So he beat the bushes and he found one. Now, that is not a receiver who Green Bay would have wanted, okay? They didn't want a veteran receiver to add to the killing of their salary cap. They wanted a young receiver. I hear they like Chris Olave. I'm not positive about that.
Yeah.
But the Detroit Lions found a way to move up from 32 to 12 to take the receiver they wanted.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers had 22 and 28. Are you telling me that they couldn't have moved up right into that neighborhood with the draft ammunition that they had, 22 and 28, and then 2 picks in the second round? They ended up using those 2 picks in the second round to take a guy who might be a developmental wide receiver from North Dakota State, Christian Watson. Why, oh, why didn't they do that in the first round? And again, look, Quay Walker, everybody has high regard for him as a player. And it's not a one-position draft for Green Bay. I get it. But you've got to know, we might only have Aaron Rodgers for 1 year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We don't know how much longer we have him. Let us take full advantage of having Aaron Rodgers, and they didn't do it.
What do you make of Kenny Pickett to the Steelers? You know, Dave Wannstedt told me years ago, because he's from Pittsburgh, that the Steelers have always been a little apprehensive to take Pitt kids because they don't want to put pressure on them. They see a lot of them. Maybe they nitpick them because they see them, but there's always been a little reluctance to take the local kid. There's enormous pressure. But they went and got Kenny Pickett. It was a wonderfully emotional moment. It was really great. But what did you make of the pick? Surprised?
No, that was in my mock draft a week ago today. I had Kenny Pickett going to the Steelers. Colin, I don't know if people realize this, but you gotta, if you do nothing else today with my column, take 2 minutes and scroll down in my column, Football Morning in America, and look at the photograph in my column about that I did with my item on Kenny Pickett. What you'll see is a building. And you'll see the Pittsburgh Steelers and Pitt Panthers football building. They share it. Each of them, it's like split right down the middle. Their front doors are 12 feet apart. For 5 years, Kenny Pickett has been pulling open the door on the right and every day walking into the college facility. Now he's going to have to get used to walking 4 steps to his left and opening the door on the left and going into the Pittsburgh Steelers facility. It's totally bizarre, weird, and fun. And as far as a football fit goes, I can tell you that they have been sort of isolated on Kenny Pickett for a long time. They obviously didn't want anybody to know because they didn't want to have to trade up for him.
Yeah.
So they put out every smoke screen there was and went and had a great meal with Malik Willis and all these other guys. But they knew for quite a while that this is the guy they really wanted.
Yeah, that's a great point, is that the smoke screens, Mike Tomlin's been around the league for a long time. You're not gonna tip your hand on that stuff. So go read Football Morning in America. Peter King, it's one of his best columns of the year, the post-draft column. It's all sorts of fun. And Peter, it's great seeing you again.
Thank you, Colin.
You bet. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.